the day you hoped would never come. Don't feed me violins, just run with me through rows of speeding cars.
Okay, so I was coming home from New York City last night saying goodbye to my mom, and it was really late, and so I'm trying to take a cab, right? And there's all these cabs, they all come up to you and are like, hey, you need a cab, and I was all like, oh god, I'm supposed to figure out which ones are the legit cabs, and I was just like, no, and they're like, someone's coming to pick you up, and I was like, yeah, someone's coming to pick me up. So then finally I was like, oh shit, no one's coming to pick me up, I have to find a cab. So this one guy comes up to me like, yeah, you need a cab? I was like, no. He's like, oh, okay, you come with me, and I was like, okay. And there was a cab that looked like a pretty legit cab right by. I was like, oh, that's probably his cab, he's gonna take me there, and it's gonna be cool. So he takes me around that cab to another car that just kind of looks like a nice car in the back. So I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be fucking raped. Okay, so I get in the car and there's another guy in the passenger seat smoking a cigarette. I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna get home tonight. So I really scared, get in the cab, and I was like, so $5 to get me to Wagner, $5 to get me to Wagner. He's like, yeah, okay, cool, sure. And so I get in the cab and we're driving there. They're both smoking. They're like, you smoke? And I was like, no. And so like, oh no. And like, first one turns around and is like, hey, you smoke? And I was like, no. The other guy turns around, the one right in front of me is like, smoke? And I shook my head. I was like, did you not hear me the first time? Jesus Christ. Okay, so then they're both smoking. The one right in front of me has his window a little bit down and is like tapping the cigarette, tapping the ashes out, and I have my window down, and I was like, okay, that's gonna come back and bite me in the butt. But the air felt really good because it was really hot. So we're driving, we're almost there. I'm trying to pay attention. I only like been to the ferry and back like once, maybe twice, so it's like I don't really know if they're going the right direction. But things are looking kind of familiar, and then we start going through the apartments that are like where some teachers live and stuff. So I was like, okay, they're actually gonna take me to Wagner. And all of a sudden, the guy in front of me is like tapping a cigarette, and then like he starts tapping it like farther back the window, like towards me. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Is he trying to get in my window? And all of a sudden, like this huge burst of like ash, like on fire ashes, like comes and hits me in the face. And like he turns the light on right in front of me, and like turns back and like looks at me. I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. But it was it totally seemed like it was on purpose. And so it was like, what the fuck? Did you really mean to get ashes on me so you could turn the light on and look at me? Like, it was just really weird. So yeah, so I rode the rest of the way. We were almost there, thank God. So I just sat there and like glared at the back of his head. The back of his head, right? And then they finally got me there, and they tried to make small talk, but I kind of shut them down, and yeah. So I got attacked by a cab driver's cigarette last night. Anyway, yeah. So that's my story. I will try and be back with more since this is my first. Thanks for watching.
Where are we? What the hell is going?
After I got in the cab, I realized that there was a shuttle from the school that would have come and picked me up in like half an hour. So if I just sat and looked at my Vogue that I had just bought in the safer subway station, then I could have had a nice, safe, free ride back to school. Ferry station, not subway station. If I had stayed in a safer ferry station.